What was I thinking? Argyle. I'm not that Southern. It is Argyle. It cinches in. It goes, oh, I like this. Bag. The word is bag, Melissa. Hey, y'all. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Melissa, and this is Melissa Knits for Fun. Well, today should be a fairly quick one. I only have 4 whips to talk about. I have no finished objects, and I have just a very, very small acquisition, kind of like a little yarn tasting. All right, if you have been enjoying my channel at all, please go ahead and like and subscribe. And guys, it's really important to like. I see where hundreds of people are watching my videos, but I will get 20 likes. The likes and the commenting really helps YouTube to say, yes, this is a good video. We should promote this. So it will really help me to grow. So go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. All right, let's kick this party off and get started here. Let's start with what I'm wearing. And this is the Sunday cardigan by Petite Knit. And it is knit out of 1 strand of Malabrigo Rios in the colorway Fuchsia and 2 strands of Rowan Kid Silk Haze in the colorway Candy Girl. Oh, guys, I wish y'all could, again, this is that feel-o-vision moment. I wish y'all could just reach through here and feel. This is like wearing a cloud. It is gorgeous. And this morning when I got up and I put this shirt on because I need to wear kind of a nice shirt or a sweater or something if I'm in front of my client today and I was going to be on video all day. I needed to have a shirt. Well, I get kind of cold and this is a short sleeve shirt. So I get a little bit chilly. So I grabbed this cardigan and I thought, Melissa, what are you doing? This is not going to go together. But I will tell you, and I don't know if you can really see it, but there are little pink flowers right here that matches perfectly. So this was just a perfect little combo. And I've really, really enjoyed wearing this today. Now this sweater, I love it. I made this in 2024. I absolutely love it. And it is going to become a staple in my wardrobe. But I didn't put any buttons on it because I don't really wear my cardigans buttoned. And this actual pattern calls for an afterthought buttonhole, which is where you go in and you create a buttonhole by moving the yarns around. I decided, you know, it's an afterthought buttonhole. I can put buttons on later if I want to. I don't really want buttons, but I don't love how it comes together up here and then it kind of flares out a little bit. If I put a button right there, it would be okay because then that would look like it was supposed to. But I don't know that I want it buttoned. I don't know. It's my knitting. I'll wear it however I want to, right? As long as I feel good in it and as long as it makes me happy, that's what matters. So, and let me tell you, this color makes me happy. This is one of my very, very favorite colors. And this yarn, guys, it's like rabbits in the dark because it multiplies. I knit a cabled sweater out of the Malabrigo. I've knit this out of the Malabrigo and I still have enough for another sweater. And I do not remember buying that much yarn, but I guess I cleared out every store I went to looking for this color. I fell in love with this color. I also have it in sock yarn. Yeah, this is in my future. A lot of this is in my future and I'm happy with that. All right, moving right along because I'm sure that y'all are tired of hearing me talk about what I'm wearing and y'all would kind of maybe like to see what I'm working on. Well, I'm going to start with my one and only non-test knit. And the reason this is my one and only is last week I told y'all I started a buddy knit with my friend Dana for the Edinburgh sweater by Cheryl Makatari. Well, I did. And I have knit on it. But I also put out a short telling you I was thinking about changing my channel and playing around with some stuff. So I am making a vlog on that sweater. So I will have a complete episode just around that sweater. So I'm not going to be updating weekly on it because then that would kind of, you know, it would take the wind out of the sails of that vlog. So the only one that I'm going to talk about that's not a test knit today is the Wintersoul. Oh, you would think looking at this, I mean, when I hold it up, I'm like, oh, it looks like I'm about halfway done. No, guys, no, this would be the most indecent crop top. My row gauge is really off because it says that I only have this section right here to go until it says I could stop it. not, I promise you nobody wants to see that. Then it says that I can knit another section and then I could stop it. I'm still not going to be able to stop it. So I'm just going to knit until it is as long as I want it to be. And I will end at one of the sections that it says a logical place. But I'm just going to keep knitting on it. And honestly, I don't mind. This is the most potato chippy. If you love color work, guys, y'all need to run, not walk, run to your phone or your iPad, get on Instagram, and tell Dorothy or Adorable Knits that you want to join the knit along. She's got a knit along running right now, and it's through March the 31st. Guys, you should see some of these colors, and I'm already planning my next ones because this will not be the only one in my future. I am going to have one that is either silver or white and burgundy, and I'm going to do one chocolate brown and pale pink. I think I'm going to do the pale pink with the chocolate brown. And then I'm going to do one with like a teal or a navy or something, the dark color with the light color is the colorway. And I may have to make more. But whoo, guys, yes, I'm already planning out different colors and in some different yarns. I'm going to use some Camarose. I'm going to use some Viking Garn, Alpaca Breeze. And I'm probably going to get another of the Drops Air, which is what I'm knitting this one out of. This is Drops Air, which is their alpaca wool polyamide blend. It's a blown yarn. And this is Pearl Gray is the silver, and Anthracite, I think I'm saying that right, is this really dark gray. It's not black. It is a really, really dark charcoal gray. But guys, I saw this on Instagram, and I was like, I don't care. I went and applied for the test knit. I bought the yarn. I didn't care. I had to do it in the colorway that she did it in. I thought it was absolutely stunningly beautiful. She used moho yarn. And that might be another one that I pick up and try. I might order some of that. But this is just absolutely stunning. And it is so much fun to knit. And I knew that I had to have this in my wardrobe. And I am working really hard to get this off the needles so that I can wear it before winter is over. I don't think I'll have a problem. All right. And then, guys, everything else I've got are test knits. And I'm going to start from which one is due the latest to which one's due next. And so the one that is due the furthest out is the Lynx Pullover. And this is by Creabea or Rebecca Clow. And this is, you can tell it's an Argyle. I can speak Argyle. I'm not that Southern. It is Argyle. It is an Argyle sweater. And I am getting fairly close. I'm probably about halfway to the point where I need to start the next color because it's supposed to be 4 inches from the underarm. That is not 4 inches, I promise you. And so I've got to knit down, and then I will do one more round of this. And then there's plain blue again, or the plain stockinette, and then a fairly long ribbing. But since I just got to the end of a ball of yarn, I am going to go ahead and do the collar, and then I may or may not do the sleeves. I think I'm probably going to do the sleeves just because I do not know why I don't like sleeves. Honestly, I start knitting them and I'm like, I don't know why I don't like them, but I really don't look forward to sleeves. I do find if I finish the sleeves before I finish the body, they don't bother me as bad. So I try to finish my sleeves first. I think I'm going to go ahead and do that so I can just live on Sleeve Island for a little while. And I'll go ahead and put the sleeves on, and then I will finish out the body. And I am knitting this in Drops Lima. I can speak today, guys. Maybe not, but I will get it out. So it is Drops Lima. And this is the colorway Petrol. Don't ask me why. I do not know why Petrol is a blue and everything over there. Petrol gas is not blue. But I don't know. Maybe somebody over in Europe can explain to me why all of these blue colors are Petrol. And then this one down here is Ruby Wine. Guys, this is, I really love this yarn. This is a 65 wool, 35% alpaca. And they have this in different weights. They have the Lima is the DK weight. This is a DK weight yarn and a DK pattern. And then they have Flora, which is fingering, and Nepal, which is a worsted / Aran. And It is just wonderful. It is so soft, and when you block it, it has a little bit of a halo. And you can actually, speaking of blocking, you can see I blocked this top part and I haven't blocked this bottom part, and you can just see how much the color work relaxes when you block it, and how it's nice and puckered down here and it's nice and flat up here. All right, so that is my Lynx pullover. Next up is the Woody pullover. This one is the one that I'm knitting for my best friend Michelle, and I did the collar last week. Isn't that gorgeous? And look, I got it joined in the round. It is joined, and it is, I mean, I've knit quite a bit. It knits up really fast because this is a worsted weight yarn. This is Cascade 220 in the colorway Ginger, and it knits up really fast. This is a size, it's only a size 5 needle, or a 3.75 millimeter needle, a US 5. I didn't expect it to knit quite this fast, but boy, it just knits up really fast. I think because, again, I just finished a ball of yarn, I think I'm going to go ahead and do the sleeves on this as well, just to knock them out of the way. And then all I've got left is the rest of the body. Now, that one down there, the Lynx pullover, is due in March, maybe the 1st of April, but I know it's not until March. This one's due either January the 22nd or 26th, so I kind of need to work on it. I mean, I need to get a move on, which I have been primarily working on this and this. I picked up the Wintersoul a couple of times and knit some stuff. I have worked on my Edinburgh a little bit, and I think I knit last night because it was dark. I was in the car with my son, and it was dark, and so I can knit without looking, just stockinette, so I knitted on the Lynx pullover. But I've primarily been focusing on this and the next one because these are due first. And I shouldn't have any problem getting this done. Like I said, it goes really quickly. And as soon as I get the Fosteriana off the needles, I can focus on this. But isn't this beautiful? And you can see how unblocked, see how that color, that ribbing kind of scooches in. It's kind of, I mean, it just, it cinches in. It goes, oh, I like this. Well, look at this. I blocked the back. Look at how beautiful the back is. Look at how different that fabric is than that fabric. I mean, it's just night and day difference, and it really is gorgeous. And I keep trying it on. I will have to make it a lot longer than I think I need it because Michelle is 5'6". I'm 5 feet tall, so she needs more length on it. Also, for the sleeves, I will knit them a little bit longer, but I should see her this weekend so I can try this on her and I can get her measurements for her sleeve length and her body length, and we will go from there. And then, last but not least, by any stretch of the imagination, and coming out of, well, the monkey really wants to join in on this. Let me stick him back up there. That is the Jacobus monkey. I don't remember who the pattern's by, but it's a really cool little pattern. There we go. And he's kind of my little mascot. He was the first toy I ever made. All right. This, oh my gosh, it's coming to you in this nice, beautiful little, bag. The word is bag, Melissa. This nice little bag that my friend Letha made and let me use as a test, and I love it. It's got a little pocket up here. It's got pockets on the inside. It holds my cones perfectly, and it has just gone everywhere with me. I have taken this all over the place to knit. I just grab my bag and off I go. And guys, it's almost done. It is almost done. It will for sure be done next week because guess what? It's due a week from today. It's due in 7 days. So it will be done next week. It will for sure be done next week. And I do record on Wednesday, so today's the 7th. It is due in 7 days on the 14th. It's almost done. I think I've got like 7 more rows or something of this. And then I've got a few rows of plain stockinette and then my ribbing. And then I'm done because I already did the collar. I already did the sleeves. And you can see, I talk all the time. If you've been watching this for a while, you've heard me talk about the blocking and how this yarn works. This is J.C. Rennie, this gray. It's called Oogie Pearl. I'm going to get a little bit closer. You can kind of see the pink and the blue, and it's got some yellow in there, some orange. And Oogie Pearl is J.C. Rennie Super Soft. They call it a greasy cone for a reason, guys. you can see all of that spinning oil. You can see how it's a different color. It's cinched in. I mean, part of it is cinched in because it's not blocked, but it really, I mean, you can just really see the difference between the spinning oil and not. And it just blocks out beautifully. And then this down here is Holzgarn. It also has spinning oil on it. Not quite as bad as the J.C. Rennie, I don't think. And these Holzgarn super soft colors are peony pink and magenta. And then I have this green here that is the Pier, or the Sandisgarn 10 Pier Ghent in the colorway Rainforest. Well, guys, in Melanie's instructions, she says, if you do not want to duplicate stitch this stem, and I don't want to duplicate stitch it. I've not ever duplicate stitch. It seems a little intimidating to me. I am going to duplicate stitch some bees. I may not have that done by next week. We'll see. But I am going to duplicate stitch some little bees like that are on there. But I didn't want to duplicate stitch all of this because there's a lot of them. Each flower has one. What was I thinking? This color work, there are places that have 3 colors. And so there are rows, several of them in fact, that have 3 colors. Well, guess how many strands of yarn you have to manage if you decide you don't want to duplicate stitch that green. You manage 4 on those rows that have 3. And every row has 3 now because the first stitch is that green. What was I thinking? Lord have mercy. I'm not upset about it. I'm very happy, but it does, like, I have to sit down and I have to get out my little balls. I have these 3 little balls and I have to, because I keep 3 of them. I keep the J.C. Rennie and then these 2, all my contrast, well, my background color and 2 of my contrast colors on one side, and I manage all of these with my right hand. I'm an English knitter, so I throw, so it's just easier for me to manage multiple with my right hand. And then this one I use Continental, and this one is the only one that stays over here. So I have to put this one down here, and then I have this whole setup where the J.C. Rennie, the main color is the very bottom, the green is the very top, and the pink is in the middle. And I keep them all separated, but I have to get situated. And once I get situated, I can't move or else I have to come back and reorganize again. So I don't move very much whenever I start on these. But I'm almost done. I should get this done by this weekend with no problem. I could, because I have one row, my next row, I do a cable, like I do a little crossover, and then the rest of them I'm crossing over and I'm reducing. I get rid of 4 stitches, I think it is, over the next several, so they go faster. So I may actually get the color work done tonight while I'm sitting there watching TV with my friend Shauna, who comes over on Wednesday night. We'll see. We'll see. But for sure this will be done by next week. And that is my Fosteriana. It's just going to be stunning. I've tried it on and it is fitting so well. I'm so excited. So excited. And it's going to be the perfect length. I'm so excited. My row gauge was off a little bit, so I did wind up having to knit further down from the underarm. But guys, that's why you really need to know your measurements. You need to try things on as you go, even if it's bottom up, because you should knit your knits to how you want them. They should be the length you want them. Your arm length, you know, your sleeve length should be the length that you want it. And oh, look at how bad that peels. It's not supposed to peel that bad whenever you add mohair, but guys, this one peels like crazy. This mohair peels. Because this is all mohair. This is not the super soft. But, or the superwash. So, anyway, you should knit your knits to the length that you want them. Your sleeve length should be the length that you want them. Do not look at a pattern as, I must follow this exactly. I love how they call them in the Nordic countries. I know, I see on Petite Knit's website, she calls them recipes. And to me, that's what they are, right? If you are a cook, if you cook very much, then if you're like me, the very first time I use a recipe, I follow it pretty much exactly. And then after that, you know, unless something just doesn't make sense. And for me, for a recipe of knitting, it would not make sense for me to have it too short or too long for that matter. So length, I'm going to adjust first time out. There may be other things I adjust if I re-knit. Just like if I remake a recipe, if I liked it well enough to make it, I tweak it then. I may add a few extra spices. I may take out some spices that I didn't love. I may cook it longer. I may cook it less. I may use a different cut of meat. I will tweak it because I'm a cook. Guys, I'm a knitter, and you should be a knitter. And, you know, Elizabeth Zimmerman, if you read her books, she talks about your knitting is yours. You should knit it how you want to. So, you know, play around with colors, play around with lengths, play around. You know, these doodle packs, I love that. Take a Monday sweater, take a plain raglan sweater, and figure out how to put some motifs in it. Modify it. Make it your own. All right. And with that, now, I say that unless you're doing a test knit, and then you need to follow the pattern pretty much exactly, except for maybe the length, unless you talk to the designer and get permission. So, test knits are a little bit different, but regular everyday knits, just make them your own. All right, and that is it, guys. That's all I got this week, except I got a little bit of yarn. Not much, just a little bit, because, guys, it's not my whole scarn. Whole scarn's still not here. However, they did email me back. They did ask Post Nord to reach out and talk to the U.S. And the first day, I'll be honest, I was a little bit salty about it. I was a little bit skeptical and a little bit of a cynic because I do not trust anything about the post office. And so when I saw it just updated on the Post Nord side to say, stopped, it's in customs, we don't have a date. And that's all it said. I was like, yeah, whatever. You wouldn't have updated that so that it would update because it hadn't updated since December the 4th. And so I decided, you know what, if I don't have it by March the 1st, because that would be over 2 months, I'm going to dispute it with PayPal and I'll get my money back. And it would break my heart to have to never order from Wholescorn again. However, I don't think that's going to be the case because I did go check today. And not only does it show it's in customs, it does say U.S. Customs accepted it and U.S. Customs is clearing it. That it has entered the country of where it's supposed to go and that it has been accepted by the customs. So I think I've had this happen before where I had some knitting for Olive get stuck last year around this time in Dallas. And I talked to them. I wound up having to open a lost mail thing. And as soon as I did that, they miraculously found it and it arrived to me in a couple of days. So I think this is one of those cases. It was probably sitting somewhere on a shelf somewhere, or it was in a corner somewhere, and they were like, oh yeah, we meant to get to that. And so then they went and got it. Our postal system sucks. I really do wish that every yarn shop over there are very few now that only use the post office. There's Rito has gone to the post office. Wholescarn uses the post office. Wool Warehouse uses the post office, and Knitting for Olive. I don't order from Knitting for Olive anymore since Letha carries it. And I don't order anything that Letha carries Wholescarn-wise from Wholescarn. I buy all that from her. But everybody else, it's FedEx, UPS, or DHL. And I will gladly pay a little bit extra. But honestly, in the case of FedEx, it's always been cheaper for me than the post office. The only one that is the exception to that is Wool Warehouse, and I don't know how they do it. It's £3.99, so that works out to be about $5 shipping. So that's really great, and I don't mind waiting for it if that's all I'm paying for shipping. That was a really long story to tell you. I hadn't got my whole scarn yet, but there is hope on the horizon. That yarn may show up at my doorstep any day now. I'm very excited because it's a big order, and I can't wait to get it. It's got the old compass in there. It's called Haya Takaka or something sweater. Anyway, they're really pretty. They're both out of Wholescarn, and I ordered sweater quantities. I ordered yarn for those sweaters. I cannot wait to get it. So when it gets here, I will show y'all. But until then, I'll give you my little yarn tasting. I've just got a little sample of yarn. I only bought 3 things this week. And this is the Sandus Garn 10 Lena. It's the 10 Lena, which is the cotton, viscose, and linen. I love this yarn. This is one of my very favorite. If you watched my 29 yarns ranked video, and I will link that at the end. If you watched my ranking video about all the yarns I used, I talked about Lena. Well, Lena is the DK/worsted of this blend. And I talked about the Tick Lena, which is the bulky. And that's what I made my Salty Days summer sweater out of. This is the fingering weight. I love this. And Letha only had 3 of these. And I was like, I can't make anything out of 3. I mean, I'm not a little girl. I'm a little fluffy. So I ain't making anything out of 3 of these most likely. Especially because these are 50-gram balls, right? And they're only 220 meters. Okay, 230, 240 yards, somewhere around there. So, not a ton. But guys, I came home and I was moving some yarn around. I was moving some bags where I've got just random yarns in where I bought something to look at colors or whatever. And I thought I had 2. I do have 2 of this color. One's in regular Lena though, but one of them was in 10 Lena. And so I have 4 of these now. I can make a summer top out of that. So this will become something this summer. I'm very excited. I love this colorway. I honestly don't know what color it is. It's color 5023. I don't remember what color, but I think it may be something lilac. It's really, really pretty, and I really, really like it. I can't wait to make something out of it. I might make another Anchor's Tee. I don't know. And then I have some planned buys. I am going to change how I purchase things. I'm going to force myself to get 2 sweaters off the needles before I bring in another sweater quantity of yarn, because my stash is starting to overwhelm me a little bit. I do have enough. I need to stop, slow down, get some of this out before I bring more in. I knit a lot. I knit over 25 miles of yarn last year. So I knit a lot. But I don't want to just like be replacing, because I would like to use it. I would like to get it down. I would like to not leave my children with a huge yarn stash to deal with. I mean, I understand anything can happen and tomorrow is not a guarantee, but I'm planning to live into my 90s, so I would like to, at the end, I'm not going to die until I knit all my stash. So I'm planning on, at the end, I will knit my very last ball of yarn, and then that will be it. But having said that, I do have some planned buys that I had already planned. One of them was from Wool & Company, and I already had these sweaters planned out, so these were a planned buy. I have a couple more planned buys where I've asked Letha to special order me some yarn. I will buy those. And then I have another planned buy of some Drops Air and some Drops Snow, because I am going to do some slippers, not the Annie Sews Sailor slipper, because I just don't like how she reacted to a crochet pattern. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'm not really going to get into the drama, other than I'm just going to say it turned me off of her pattern. There's another one out there called Sarah's Striped Slippers. I'm going to knit that one. Looks like the exact same pattern, and it's out of Drop Snow. Apparently it was just a big coincidence for them. I don't know. I don't really care. I'm just going to pick up the Sarah's Striped Slippers, and I'm going to make some slippers for Christmas next year. So I'll buy some Drop Snow. I'll buy some Drops Air, and other than that, I am going to force myself to knit a couple of sweaters. But hey, I knitted so many sweaters last year, I'll still probably wind up buying about 10 sweaters worth of yarn this year. But one of my planned buys, and I don't have everything, because the Rama Feeble, which I got in red, that I'm going to do the Staffen sweater in. Oh, I cannot wait. It is the recommended yarn. I love Rama yarn. I love Rama yarn. And the Feeble, I was able to get it. I'm a Woolly member, so I actually got it for 20% off, which was a really nice deal. But it's a special order, so I probably won't get it for about 3 weeks. But I also bought, because I put out a poll last year and asked y'all what color I should do the Stockholm sweater in. And it is, you hold double. It says to hold double mohair, but I wanted to get this Fiver Spates, because this is Surrey Alpaca and Mulberry Silk. So pretty. And everybody, I mean, it was pretty overwhelming. Everybody said I should knit it in the purple. So I got a sweater quantity of this to hold double to make the Stockholm sweater by Petite Knit. And then I have been trying, I'm going to reach right over here. I have this Filcolana Tilia. And this is $2.89. I think this is the right color. I think it's called Blue Lagoon or something like that. I want to hold that with the space, because that together makes this really pretty color. And I want to do a Sunday sweater out of it. I would like something more accessible to me in the United States than Filcolana. I do buy this through the Tuka Wool website. And I use DHL. It's high shipping. And they do put this on sale, and I can get a really good deal on it. But then by the time you throw in the shipping and all of that, it's just, it's a big old pain in the butt to try to get Filcolana here in the United States. So I was trying to get something this color. Obviously, you can tell I did not do that. I just grabbed some Ito Sensei. This is, oh guys, if y'all haven't tried this, this mohair, this is a 60-40. So 60% mohair, 40% silk. Oh, I cannot wait to knit something out of this. I don't know what I'm going to hold it with. I've got several options up there that I could hold it with. But I'm going to have to get some more of this because this is absolutely stunning. And Letha, if you're watching and you want to carry Ito, I would gladly buy it from you. Oh, it is so pretty. But I'm back to the drawing board. So I will probably wind up buying a couple more colors of the different blues to see if I can replicate and get really close to this color in the Ito. If not, then I guess I'll get the Filcolana and I'll just deal with it. And that's it, guys. That is all I have got this week. That's my acquisitions, everything. So if you enjoyed this at all, if I made you laugh, even if it was just laughing at me because I was being silly or whatever, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, like it, share it, comment. All of those things do help my channel to grow because anytime that you like a video, then it tells YouTube that it is worth promoting. And I can't figure out whether, since I have, you know, one of my videos, my yarn video, I've had 400 and some odd views and only like 20 something likes. I don't know if all of y'all are like me, that's like, yeah, whatever, I forget. And I mean, even on my own video, because I have another YouTube account and I will go watch my video on Saturday morning and I will like it and all that just to kind of get things started. I forget, and sometimes I have to go back in and like my own video. So I get it that people forget. So just a friendly reminder, go ahead and like this video if you found anything at all about it amusing, likable, or of value. And then guys, we are oh so close. I'm over 430 subscribers now. So if we can get to 500, I will give away a pattern of your choice up to $10 US. So go ahead and subscribe. And if you got any yarny friends, send them this too. Let's get 500 subscribers and we will give away a pattern. All right. I will see y'all next week, guys. Happy knitting. I hope y'all have a fantastic knitting week. See y'all later.